let's start with just your general reaction to 11 failed votes here. That is something that hasn't happened in a century.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 20 GOP members who are unwilling, obviously, to support Kevin McCarthy for Speaker. And we're going now into the fourth day in the United States Congress with members of Congress not being sworn in, committees not in session and active. It is now, just creating an incredible amount of instability because no matter what the Senate will be doing, they need a functioning House of Representatives. And so we're on day 4. We're going to probably be at noon entering the 12th vote for Speaker of the House. And I know many of my residents who are calling our office are very, there's a lot of confusion, not understanding exactly what's going on. And it's hard because even though technically we're not supposed to so-called be representing or doing anything on behalf of constituents, because technically we're not members yet. And I just want everyone who's listening that's a constituent of mine, and you are a constituent of mine, no matter how much the GOP continue to fight, that we're open for business. We're here to support you and provide any constituent service needs that you have. But it is, again, I think for folks that are looking from afar and watching what's unfolding, yes, it's a historic moment, but it also shows, honestly, especially in the day of January 6th, that there are still a group of folks, many of them are the same people that refuse to this day to acknowledge that President Biden won the 2020 election. So the extremist group of folks on the GOP side right now is unfortunately creating instability for our country.
There's quite a bit of schadenfreude from Democratic voters over all of this. Is that the right attitude? Is that the right way to be looking at this?
I mean, I want folks to know, first day, okay. Second, what's going on? It is now day 4. It is very serious. We're talking about the fact that we can't even, again, function at fully staffed, congressional offices, moving forward with a lot of, again, serious questions about, processes of what the rules will be for the next 2 years, who our leadership is, what committees we're going to be on. I mean, it's creating instability, even though they have temporary solutions right now in place. Those in mid-January are not going to be there anymore.
I think I've been hearing people talk about this, and I want to get your take on this. Why don't Democrats just side with McCarthy on this and then basically have him where they want him because they gave him the speakership? Is that possible in any world out there?
McCarthy hasn't asked for our support or for our votes, because if he did, he would have to negotiate the fact that the rules package, because as whoever is speaker that proposed the rules package, the majority members, and here it's the Republicans, Graham, you need to know what's in the rules package is completely eliminating the ability to fund a Biden appointee if they don't follow some of the challenges or issues or concerns they bring up. They have things like, they call it the Homan, I think, rule. They have in there, fast track on pipelines. I mean, you can name it, all these things that he negotiated with many of the folks that are supporting him now. They're supporting him because there are some extremist views and where they stand on a number of issues that really conflict directly with Democrats, especially myself and others who represent communities, frontline communities that are struggling around air quality and so much more. In there, you can see it's very evident that it's for, corporate polluters, for, targeting the president of the United States and his appointees and making them bow down to them. I mean, literally stripping their salaries. That's all in the rule package. And so if McCarthy wanted and needed, he obviously needs our support, he would sit down with Hakeem Jeffries, that we've continued to elect as our leader, and negotiate a way to come up with the coalition that can work together to move our country forward, not political games and targeting of the president and, a number of things that really don't better the lives of our constituents or our communities that we represent.
Are you worried about this hurting public opinion of Congress, which is already not very good? I think Congress is just below chlamydia. So are you worried about what this would mean for how voters see the job that you collectively in Congress are doing for them.
It's unfortunate, but it just verifies and validates many of the concerns that people have had about Congress. One thing I continue to believe that it is broken in the system that we have right now with the two-party system, and that you got this kind of folks that are they really directly around process, or is this political gamemanship? Is this about power, self-interest, donors? All of those things, come into play, and in the way people see Congress. I'm only one of probably, I think, 60 members of Congress as in corporate donations. A lot of my colleagues are, bowing down or trying to do things in the best interest of their donors versus their residents and the people that actually elected them. And so all of that combined of what's going on, it just verifies that maybe they're not here for the people that elected them. Maybe they're here for themselves and for the interest of those that continue to fund them.
I'm looking at a Twitter feed here, and just a few minutes ago, McCarthy said that there will likely be votes tomorrow. So he doesn't sound very confident about this. That is day 5. I mean, what do you think, one, about having to vote on a Saturday, and two, stretching into a 5th day?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Look, the clerk right now is really kind of in charge, right? And she has said we're coming into session at 12 o'clock. We'll see what happens. If they do motion to adjourn, I don't know if it will be through the weekend or not. They wanted to motion to adjourn yesterday until next week. We said, no, we got to come back. People need us to have a structure in place. We need to move on from this consistent gridlock that we're seeing on their side of the aisle. So, Graham, we got to get to work. And, creating, again, this is the first week, and seeing this go into the following week, and the numbers haven't changed. I could see if the numbers are changing, there's some negotiations. He's picking up 1 or 2 or 3. He hasn't picked any more than he's already have, which I think is still stuck at like 200. Sometimes I see it drop to 190 and 200. It's always right. It doesn't seem to increase in getting closer to the 218 that's required.
Right. My last one here is actually about Senator Stabenow announcing her retirement. A trailblazing career for her, an extremely unique thing in certainly modern politics to step away when she didn't have to. So I want to get your reaction to that, but also any thoughts to throwing your name in the ring for that seat?
I just want folks to know, U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow is a person that actually called me, a new member, with my first term, when I needed some guidance and mentorship. She was always there, and she has done more. Look it up. She has done more for the mental health crisis than anyone I've known in our delegation. She's so incredibly knowledgeable because of our own lived experiences and having loved ones experience mental health crises. And the thing about her legacy is, how she treated folks like myself and others that are coming in here as real partners has been an incredible experience. I mean, I was stunned and shocked to hear that she's stepping down, but it is Debbie Stabenow to say it's time for the next generation, and saying that I want to spend time with my 96-year-old mother, who I hope to get to meet, her mom. But absolutely, I mean, look, I think all of us are looking for a pathway to make sure that we have someone there that can continue the incredibly important work that Senator Debbie Stabenow has started. And again, when she has been in my neighborhood in Southwest Detroit or other communities talking about substance abuse, talking about mental health crisis, and the fact that she's one of our leaders when it comes to the Farm Bill, the ag community has depended so much on Debbie Stabenow for her knowledge, her institutional, history with the industry, and trying to make sure that they have the resources they need. So it's going to be an incredible loss. We still have her, though. She's with us for the next 2 years. And we'll see, again, as we all think about what the best, I think, next step is for our state and for our country for that position.
Sure. So not ruling it out. All right. Congresswoman, anything else here that I'm missing that I should be asking you today?
Again, I just want folks to know, I know my Democratic colleagues and I agree. Look, we are here. We may not be sworn in, but our staff are here. And when I say that is because people still need us to call them back about their IRS issues, Social Security, number of other constituent cases.